All right, Julia, welcome to the MSUM Dragons Podcast, the 2019-20 Female Athlete of the Year. What did it feel like to hear those words yesterday during our Dragons Awards digital banquet?
I mean, under the circumstances with like Corona and everything and being at home, like I was just kind of in awe. Like I was just so surprised to like have gotten like such an honor, and like for my like seeing all my hard work over the years like finally paying off and like being recognized is like extraordinary. Like I couldn't thank MSUM and the faculty and staff enough.
So
I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm still, I don't know. I'm still kind of like wrapping my head around it.
Yeah. Have you been able to kind of comprehend Athlete of the Year and what that means?
I mean, like I said before, like there's so many hardworking like individuals at our school and athletes like that both like exemplify that on and off the court or field, etc. So like to be picked and like it's just I don't even know.
Oh my gosh.
I guess I'm not excited. I'm moving the camera, but no, I think it'll take me a while to like wrap around like what it actually means, but I think it's just like giving me motivation to like keep progressing with my own abilities on the court. So it's cool.
Yeah. So you mentioned faculty, coaches, and staff. How many people does it did it take for you? So whenever anybody does an awards acceptance speech or anything like that, they always thank people that helped them get there. Who are those people that helped you achieve the level of success to be considered Athlete of the Year?
I would say definitely Coach Summer. So Oliver, he's been there with me since the beginning. Ever since I came to MSUM, he was saying, he's like, I want to build a tennis dynasty and you're going to be a part of it. And it was that kind of experience, and like having now like 3 years being an athlete under his coaching has like taught me a lot about like how to stay calm on the court, about how like winning isn't the end game, it's about self-improvement, and how to like view myself as the underdog. So it takes away the pressure out of any match. It's just like viewing yourself as like you can always do better kind of thing. So I've learned a lot from Oliver. So I definitely like accredit some of my success to him. In addition to that, like my parents, like all the funding, the time, the effort they spend to like drive me to tournaments and stuff, like ever since I was like 9, it's just been like tremendous amount of support. Like I will never be able to repay them for that. So I would say like those would probably be my top 2. But in addition to my coach, Tim Buderak, I started playing at our club again when I was 9, and like he's watched my career the whole way, and he's like, you know what, Julia, you're not bad for a girl. So like I think that has also been like a motivator for me, like always having that support behind me too from my home.
What has that response been like from those supporters after they heard and saw the news of your award?
I mean, my mom was just like, she's like, I knew you were gonna get it. Like she was like pumped, and like we're walking around the living room yesterday, so that was pretty funny. Oliver's obviously was the first one to text me to respond, so, like behind like Doug and Chad and you like all texted me, so it's like pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. Like I've yet to tell Tim, but I'm sure I'll see him on the courts sometime this weekend. So I'm excited to share the news with him as well.
Fantastic. Now, you didn't just show up and play a few matches and all of a sudden you're Athlete of the Year. How much work has it been? You mentioned that constant improvement and that focus on getting better. How much work and how has it been different between when you started competing collegiately and kind of now when you're competing at Athlete of the Year level? Like how has that changed, and how much work does it take to earn an honor like that?
I mean, physically wise, like I'm at the courts like hours a day. I mean, I work at courts as well, so I teach. So between teaching and practicing like outside of my team and practicing with my teammates, I mean, I don't know if I could squeeze in any more hours in the day at Course Plus, but I think the largest thing that I've noticed like from my freshman year to this point is like my mental game has like improved so much. Like at the beginning, like, I mean, I started out as a freshman, and it's kind of like intimidating. It's intimidating for sure. Like all these girls in the conference like are older than me, you know, have more experience than me, and like to play your match at that position, you just feel the pressure. So I think like that pressure and the confidence like has built over the last 3 years, and that's a lot again with like Oliver being on the court there to support me and like knowing what to say when I need it, and also just like having more practice gives me more faith in my abilities. So I think I just like all of that. It's just like kind of cool to see my own growth from like a tentative freshman. Like sophomore year, I was like a little bit more aggressive, like go get it attitude, like I have nothing to lose, to like even like this year I'm like, you know what, if you lose it, it's okay. Like, and I was so much more calm. So it's kind of an interesting, like it's been a wild ride.
So the drawings on the note cards help.
Oh yeah. That's my favorite part about any match. Like I didn't really grow up with like a coach always being there or like telling me plays or whatnot. So just like having it being written down for me, like what I should focus on, like it just helps me a lot to like see, like even if he walks away from my court, like I kind of know he's there, like that's his presence. It's in the note card.
Right.
But
a big part of your honor is not just how well you played in singles back in 2019. It's also your doubles success with Olivia. What is your partnership on the court? I mean, how has that resulted in your success and the team's success, which was one of the best seasons in school history, going all the way to the conference tournament championship? You know, how big has Olivia been in your success as a Dragon?
I mean, Olivia and I all 3 years we've been partners, like pretty much since the get-go. So I think we had like a good chemistry. Like when one of us wasn't doing as hot, like playing wise or like mentality wise, the other one was always there to pick each other up. So we kind of had that like almost like sisterly bond going on through a lot of the 3 years. So I think like we balanced each other out in like playing style and in terms of like motivation kind of like throughout a match. So we kept each other positive, and I think that that chemistry and connection that we had like made each other like hungry to like keep improving, keep doing better. So like I mean, that led us to be like ranked 48th in the nation for doubles, and like I think that seeing that as well like just made us want to keep improving, like have that confidence on the court, like no matter who we're going to play, we're going to prevail type thing. And like I think in the team's realm of things, I think we're pretty like competitive amongst each other during practices and stuff. So I think it helped the team to grow as well.
For sure. I mean, first team all conference, nationally ranked in doubles. It was a tremendous year and a tremendous season. And you've gotten the biggest award that we give out because of that success. Now, if I would be remiss without talking about this season a little bit, being cut a little bit short, regretfully, because of COVID. You know, you guys were traveling at the time and had some matches set up that didn't end up happening, and then had to come back to a whole new world. Does the recognition of the success of last season help at all in losing the opportunity to compete this year?
I think yes and no. I think yes in terms of like I'm happy that like I got to represent tennis, and like our success as a team and stuff is like being recognized, especially since we don't get to practice on campus with like a lot of the other athletes except for lifting. So I think no matter what the season is, like that terms of like recognition like makes me really proud to be a Dragon. And then like in regards to like this season, I mean, it is a little disappointing that we didn't get to finish out the season, and like ending the season both in singles and doubles undefeated up until our spring break trip. I wanted to see if like we had the potential to beat Augustana and like become one in the conference. So I think that's kind of sad, especially since our seniors won't be there next year to like compete. And Alexis, Emma, and Olivia were like a big part of my enjoyment of like being at practice and stuff, like being able to see my friends and the people that I spend a great amount of time with. So they'll be greatly missed.
And I think that's very true. And I think that there are new teammates who are now looking at you for a lot of that, of being competitive in practice, someone to look up to, especially someone who's had the level of success to be athlete of the year and the first tennis player to do so, at least in my time, at MSUM. And I think that puts tennis on the map and says, hey, yeah, tennis for sure. But what is that advice that now you have as you take a pretty strong leadership role in the tennis program, and as a Dragon now put as the poster child for our female athlete of the year? What would be your advice to those freshmen coming in who aspire to achieve that same honor someday?
I would say for those freshmen coming in, like, just be willing to like show up, work hard every day. When you think you've given enough, there's always more to give. There's more to put in. If you're in that situation of having a tough match, or you're kind of at like a mental low or drained, dig deep. You can always come out stronger from any situation. You can always come out stronger if you're willing to work hard, trust your coach, and stay hungry. Like, that's all an athlete can ask for, is just to love the sport. So be ready to love the sport, be ready to train, be ready to be a Dragon.
And I guess finally, you have a lot of pride in your program of tennis. What's it like to see tennis on that podium as the female athlete of the year?
Oh man, it's amazing. I was getting texts yesterday from people like at the U of Mary team in Bismarck, and they were like saying they were saying like, oh my gosh, like tennis is being recognized, like this is insane. So I think it's like cool and see like outside of our conference, like people that like love tennis as much as I do, and like it's my world.
Yeah, Nerdberg tennis, fun Instagram handle, huh?
Yeah, just being able to represent it is like, and bring attention to like a sport that doesn't normally get it is huge. So I'm just like so proud that I get to be a little bit of a poster child for it. I don't know how to word it. I'm sorry. But.
It's all new. It's okay. It's a new feeling, and I know it really probably hasn't set in yet, and it may never, and it probably will at some point, I think. And you still have to compete yet, I hope, very soon. But know that we're also very proud that you represent tennis, you represent Dragons tennis, you represent MSUM and Dragon athletics and MSUM as a whole so well. We're really proud of you, and congratulations on a well-deserved award.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that I can keep making you guys proud and see what I can do next season, as well as the team.
All right. Thanks for joining us on the podcast today, Julia. Appreciate it.
Thank you. See you soon.